Yeah. Once again, good evening, everybody. Today we'll be discussing spreadsheet, and we'll start our classes on using Microsoft Excel. You understand quite well that data, it's become something that happens to us and will happen to on a daily basis, on a per second basis. As individuals, as businesses, as private or public organizations, we all work with data, and we need the data to be accurate. We need the data as at when due. We need the data in its right form, and much more than that, we should be able to draw insight from the data. These days, we have so many data, different volume of data coming in different types, coming in different forms. So our ability to talk to the data, to get insight from the data, insights that help us in planning, insights that helps us in decision making, insights that give us accurate report about what is happening, about our businesses, about our environment, are the benefits we get from data. And beginning our data journey, because there are different levels of data related skills. You have understanding data, basically, you have database management system, those where you work with big relational databases, and you also have different aspects of data science that you make a whole lot of decision from data. You make data to guide decision, to allow machine to behave, and that is why you could see strong relationship between data science, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. For us in this class, we are starting with Microsoft Excel, and Microsoft Excel is one of the spreadsheet applications. Microsoft Excel is one of the spreadsheet applications. There are actually different type of spreadsheets. There are actually different type of spreadsheets. Microsoft Excel is just one of them. Now, if you look at it, to see the benefit of my book on Microsoft Excel, for those who have picked the book on either kobo.com or on okadabook.com. This slide is basically explaining to us what spreadsheet is. I've explained to us the importance of data, different types of data, data in different formats. And just like I said, we have different types of applications that we use in a spreadsheet application. Lotus 123, for those who have been around for quite some time, you will have seen Lotus 123 and how it has evolved from one stage to the other up till now. There is Symphony, there is Multiplan, there is VCCalc. But out of all this, we choose to work with Microsoft Excel. It's part of the Microsoft Office suite. And as such, it has a very good handshake, exchange of data with all Office suites, Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Projects, Microsoft front page and things, and other members of the Microsoft Office suite. Not only that, Microsoft Excel is easily available on all systems, either Microsoft Excel for Windows or Microsoft Excel for Mac. Is accessible, is available on different types of devices. So, and a good one now, you also have Office 365, Microsoft Excel 365, that you can just have access to online straight away, do all your work, save your work on the cloud, and you're done. So a whole lot of things we can do with Microsoft Excel: data manipulation, data analysis, forecasting, have very good charts, different type of chart, pivot table, pivot chart, ordinary chart, enhanced data presentation. Then you can perform different computational activities. It has hundreds of functions under different subcategory: engineering, finance, business, statistics, mathematics, what if analysis. So it has a very rich library of functions that we can use and work with. Then when we have different kind of data, quick sorting, accurate sorting, data analysis, segregating the data under different subhead, comparing data, merging data from different sources, filtering of data, etc. All these are made possible with Microsoft Excel. Now, if you look at a Microsoft Excel, we've had several versions over time, but I know some of yours now will be having Excel 365, Excel 2019, Excel 2016, 2013, 2010, or 2007 on our system, on your system, and that is what all of us will be looking at. Now, we want to do some small operation, and I'll ask one or two of us to share our screen. I'll ask one or two of us to share our screen so that we can look at the Microsoft environment and see how to do one or two things with it. Now, if you look at this now, this Office 365 screen. Now, unlike if you are using 2007, if you are using 2010, you might likely be having 3 sheets, sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, but from 2013, 2016 is only sheet 1 you have, but you can add as many sheets as possible. It doesn't change anything. Now, at least leave your screen, then let me quickly take us through some other things we'll need to know. Let me quickly take us through one or two other things that is also important. Are you all seeing what I'm sharing? Are you seeing my system or you are seeing Alice's system?
We can see your own, sir.
You can see my own. So yes. Some of the things you will see, if you look at, we're trying to understand the environment. There's what we call backstage. You see that place where you call file, it's called backstage. So if you click on it, what you'll be seeing is, what are the things you see when you click on it?
So I'm only seeing Alice's page here.
Okay.
Yeah,
now,
same here.
Okay, don't worry. From the Alice own, Alice, can you click on file? That is what we call the backstage. Do you see that? That is what we call the backstage. So it has home, new, open, info, save as, print, share, export, publish, account, feedback, and options. And that option is what we call Excel option. All Microsoft Office have options, and it's from the options that you customize the way you want your application to behave. Then you have templates. You have different templates, and you have lists of all the file you've worked on before. So click on that arrow back again so that it takes you to the ribbon. Very good. Now, just like I explained to you earlier on, from home, each of them is called a ribbon. A ribbon has group. For instance, where you have home is a ribbon. Where you have get and put your cursor on home, Alice. Click on home. Good. You can see the first group you have is clipboard. Where you have that clipboard, you can see you have 3 icons. You have format painter, you have the cut, you have the paste. The next one, you have fonts. Where you have fonts, you have about 10, 11 different icons, font type, font name, and things like that. Alignment is also a group, number is a group, style is a group, and each of them has different icons. Now, if you look at where you have styles, now if you look at conditional formatting, it has a drop-down arrow. Click on that drop-down arrow with conditional formatting. Click on it. Very good. If you discover that apart from clicking on the drop-down arrow, very much, Alice, you can take your screen down, then I'll ask you to bring it up later. These are some of the other upgrades you have from the earlier version of Excel. You have backstage view, you have ribbon customization, where you have home, where you have data. All those ones are called ribbons. And ribbons, I told you, are put into group, and in group, you also have what we call icons. Now, we also have paste preview. Now, Alice, you do something for me, be writing all these things down. Paste preview. I'll emphasize this more on you. You have paste preview, you have paste special. Now, let's try one of the function of paste special now. Let's try one of the function of paste special. Alice, please share your screen. Let's try one of the function of paste special so you understand some of these new functions I'm talking about. Now, Take your cursor to A1, Alice. Take your cursor to A1, then whatever she's doing, everybody should also be doing it. Take your cursor to A1, good. In A1, type Monday in full. Then click on your fill handle and drag it up until when you get to Sunday. Good. Now insert a row in row 1. Select it, select everything from 1. Click on that one, on 1 where you have the row name. On the 1, click on the 1. Good. Good. It has selected everything. Right click and click insert. And click on insert. Good. So you've inserted a row. Now on B2, B1 now. Yeah, type week 1. No space. Yes, use your fill and do drag it up to get to E. Right, you are dragging right, you're not dragging down. You are dragging right. Good, very good. That's okay, good. Now place your cursor on B2. Place your cursor on B2. Hope everybody is trying this because I'll ask you to show me your screen. On B2, type 80. No, 80, 80. On B3, type 70. So select the 80 and 70 and use your fill handle to drag it down. Select the two of them first. No, select the two of them first. Select the two of them. Good. So use your fill handle now. The last one, you didn't select the two of them. Go back on 80, select the two of them. You've selected 3 cells there. That's the wrong selection. Select the two of them. That's not to select. Please press escape. Put your cursor on B2. Hold down your shift key and press arrow down. That's an easy way to do it. Hold down, yes, hold down put your cursor on B2, press escape. You are doing the wrong thing. Now your cursor is on B2. Hold down the shift key on your system. Hold down the shift key and press arrow down. Good, that is selection. Now use the fill handle now to drag it down to Sunday. Very good. So on C2, type 200. C3, 250. Then try the same method to drag it down up till Sunday. Now on D2, type 1000. On D3, 1200. Good. Now drag it down. Then on week 4, type 500. Only 500. Drag only 500 down. Very good. Save this file because that is the file we'll be working on subsequent classes. Save the file. Good. Now, we're talking about some of the function of Excel, and we'll talk about paste preview, we'll talk about transport, paste, and things like that. So I just want to show you something that we call transpose when you are pasting data. Now, take your cursor to A1 and select everything. Select up till E8. Very good. So you can click right click and click paste. Sorry, right click and click copy. Very good. As soon as you click copy, you will see the dashed line moving around the area that was copied. Now, this is what exactly I want you to see, and I need you to pay attention. Put your cursor now on I1 and right click. Now, when you're on I1, under the paste options, be selecting, just don't click, just be pointing your cursor to one by one. That one is regular pasting. The next one, paste values. The next one, paste formula. The next one, paste transpose. Click on the paste transpose. Click on it. Good. What do you notice, Alice? What do you notice?
There's a change in the week, the direction of the week.
If you look at the paste transpose, what transpose does is it has turned your rows to column and your column to row without losing any data. It has turned your row to column and column to row without losing any data. So instead of you having the week on the columns, now you have the days of the week and the week is now back on the rows. So that is one of the functions. That is one of the functions of the paste option. So the paste options has much capacity. With time, as our classes continue, I'll be leading you into more paste options that we'll have. I'll be leading you into more paste options. You can customize your ribbon. You can have sparklines. We'll also work with sparkline. Add sparkline to your list. Improve picture editing. Office web apps, because now Office is now on the web. So if you forget, you can work from anywhere. You don't need to go with your laptop. You don't need to go with your desktop. Just like server is going off almost gradually. Most of the things that is being done now is done via the cloud. So these are some of the improvements. Then we also have slicers. When you work with charts, normal charts, pivot tables, pivot charts, you will understand what slicers does. Slicer is also another miracle that when you see it, you'll be very fine. Improved conditional formatting. I have Alice to click on the conditional formatting earlier on. It has a whole lot of improved function. Then there are serious new functions that we also have. Then we have mathematics support, mathematics equation support that is much improved, the chart improved. Then smart art graphics. We work with smart art graphics a lot when we are working with PowerPoint. Smart art graphics is also available in Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, and all other Office. So these are some of the improvements that we have coupled with existing benefits. So Microsoft Excel is huge. It has a whole lot of capacity, and we'll be exploring this capacity together in the course of our next few classes. We'll be exploring this capacity together in the course of our next few. Some of the things we'll also look at, apart from what we have earlier on, also includes result-oriented user interface. Excel has very good result-oriented user interface. When you are done with your filter and you see your results, you know, the way you lay your table out, it makes it very beautiful and it helps you get result on time. There is also graphic enhancement. The formatting is improved. There are several lot of formatting that is built into it and intelligent. Good page layout, increased capacity and speed. You can see increased capacity and speed. In Excel, hope you know, we have discussed it, that the number of columns and the number of rows that we have. Now we have 16,384 columns, 1,048,576 rows. Earlier on, the number of columns were just 256. That is in Excel 2003 and the version before 2003. And the number of available rows is just 65536. But now you can see the capacity. And I told you that 16 to the power 16384 is the same thing as 2 raised to power 14. Why 1048576 is the same thing as 2 raised to power 20. So the size of a worksheet in Excel is 2 raised to power 14 by 2 raised to power 20. That is 16384 by 1048576. And that is just one worksheet. You know, an Excel file is seen as a workbook. And that is why if you have not saved your Excel file, the pseudonym Excel gives to it is either book 1, book 2, book 3, book 4, because it is a workbook. And each workbook has worksheets. You can have as many sheets as possible, depending on what your memory can take. There are different number of conditional formattings, and you can see the number of unique colors allowed in a single workbook. It can take up to 4.3 billion. And before 2003 and the prior versions, it was just 5.6. You can perform different type of sorting, filter drop list, different kind of formatting. You can nest formulas and functions. I will tell you what it means to next formulas and function as we continue. So you can see it has different capacity. The number of rows you can allow to create a pivot, you can have up to 1 million rows, and you will create a pivot table with it and pivot chart conveniently. So you can see that the capacity is huge. The capacity is huge. It has better and easier tables, improved pivot charts, better database connectivity. This is very important. Excel have very strong relationship with all data related applications, with Microsoft Access, even with XML, extended markup language, with file transfer protocol on HTML, with your regular table in Microsoft Word, with CSV, comma separated file, with Oracle, with MySQL, with SQL Server. Excel has very strong, better database connectivity and relationship, and it supports all those other services. And that is why in SQL, we have SQL analysis service. That is one that performs analysis related to the strong analytic capacity of Microsoft Excel. Then you have formula autocomplete. What does this mean? If you type equal sum, all the formula that start with SUM, it brings all of them out so that you can get the spelling right and you can pick from the list that is giving you. Because if you get the spelling of a formula wrong, definitely that formula will be wrong. If you get the spelling of a formula wrong, definitely that formula will be wrong. So it gave you a whole lot of tools for creating formulas. It has what we call analysis tool pack that is built into it. That's what we call analysis tool pack that is built into it. Enhanced charting features, XLSX file format. You understand what file format is? XLSX from 2007, almost all Office have the extended XML file format. Before, prior to 2007, document file, that is MS Word, is .doc, PowerPoint is .ppt, Excel is .xls. But with the open XML file format extension, so you can have XLSX, PPTX, and DOCX. It has improved sorting and filtering, and it also have a security feature that is highly enhanced. So if you look at this capacity, all these are the things that make Office and Microsoft Excel, arguably, some people say it's the most powerful software on earth, and out of all the Microsoft Office is basically, no doubt about that, the most used and the most powerful. So we are on a journey of learning, and as scientists, as researchers, as people who are numerically inclined, Excel is one software you will need to have almost a day-to-day interaction with. It's a software you need to have a day-to-day interaction with. So everybody has to have our attention on as we go on this journey. Show this to you. You will also get this from my book, Making Microsoft Excel Work for You. Importance of sound knowledge and strategic application of Excel skills. You know, when you learn how to drive on just a field, a secondary school field, you can learn all the skills of driving. But by the time you hit the road, you will know that there's a car in front. Now I need to apply my brake. Now, one thing is to know how to use Excel function to understand where the tool is. The real meat is in using it to solve problems. So when those problems begins to come, you must identify that, yes, this is the formula that will be needed here. This is the tool I need to use in this place, because that is the meat. Your ability to understand the areas where you will need to apply those tools, those functionalities, and the function that you will have learned in Excel. Then someone says, is Excel just all? Well, it has its scope. Every project, every endeavor has its scope. And for the fact that it has its scope means it also has its limitation. So number one, Excel is not a relational database. Where you need relational database like Microsoft Access, like Oracle, like SQL, like PostgreSQL, like MySQL, like SQL Server, that is what you need to use. Excel is a flat file for analysis, but its capacity is being enhanced daily. Then some people who do statistical analysis use Excel for their statistic work. It is not only a statistical analysis. Performing statistics function is just one of its functions. Unlike SPS, SPSS is statistical packages for social sciences. All that does is statistical analysis. Excel has statistical analysis as one of its capacity, one of the things it does very well. So don't let us mix it up. Now, the last one I want to bring out, it is not a programming language. You can replace Excel with Python or C# or Java programming or any of the strong programming language we have in town, R and things like that. But it has what we call VBA and macro. VBA means Visual Basic Applications, where you can write scripts and write programming instructions and make Excel to perform some work on its own with little or no intervention from you as a user. So if you look at the book, it uses a step-by-step approach in demonstrating the functions of Excel, especially from the ground up. So if you've not got it, I think now that we are discussing Excel, I think it will be fine for you to look at it. Now that we're discussing Excel, it will be fine for you to look at it. Now let's move around the Microsoft Excel environment using default script. Now, put your cursor on A1. Is your cursor on A1?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, you can see that the rows are in 1, 2, 3. I think I've discussed this with you earlier, but let me quickly emphasize it again. So press the End key on your keyboard and press arrow down. When you press the End key on your keyboard, just press it once and press the arrow down.
End keys. Yes, sir.
I wish the End key, the key with END.
END, yeah.
Now, Deepo, look at your system.
Okay, sir.
Look at the place where you have sheet 1. Are you seeing the place where you have sheet 1?
Yes, sir.
Good. Come down a little. Towards the left, what do you see? You see ready. Do you see ready?
Yes, sir.
Good. When you press the End key to show end mode around that area, after ready, you see end mode. So press the End key on your keyboard.
I'm coming, sir. Okay.
Are you see the End key? Good.
Yes,
Do you see end mode, everybody? Do you see Deepo?
yes, sir, I have. My
Good.
cursor is
Press
on it.
arrow down now.
I should press what?
Arrow down.
Okay, sir.
No, you didn't get it well. Take your cursor back to A1.
A1.
Click on A1.
Okay.
Don't take your cursor to ready, don't worry. Leave your cursor in A1. Press
Okay,
the End key, let it show end mode.
It's showing end
Then
mode
press
now.
arrow down once, just once.
I press arrow down.
No,
It
you
moves
didn't get
from-
it. Okay, hold down the End key and press arrow down. Let's see.
Okay.
Supposed to be simultaneously or what? This is
Let me hold it down.
this one.
It has gone off.
Yes.
Let the end
key.
mode be showing where you press your arrow down.
Yes, it's
Then
showing.
press the arrow. Which arrow down do you? No, don't press the arrow down with num lock. No, don't press the one by the far right. Press the other one in the middle.
Oh, the other one in the middle.
Yeah.
My keyboard is Sorry.
And
Has gone.
it gives you and
Okay. Let me tell you what to do.
Okay, sir.
Go to your Windows and type keyboard. You have an on-screen keyboard. It will come up automatically. Just type keyboard and on-screen keyboard will come.
On screen keyboard. Okay.
Click on it, activate it, bring it up.
I've clicked on it.
Have you seen the on-screen keyboard?
Yes, sir.
Good. Show it, put it on the second data. Don't put it on the first one. Drag it up on the screen so that all of us can be seeing the on-screen keyboard.
It's not dragging it.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Place your cursor now on A1.
Okay, it's on A1, sir.
Yeah, press end on the on-screen keyboard. End, and make sure the end mode is showing.
The end
Good.
mode is showing.
Then press the arrow down on the on-screen keyboard.
This, can you
Arrow
see it?
down.
This arrow?
Arrow down. There's arrow up. You didn't get it. Let somebody else share his screen.
You
Let's
can't
see.
see your screen. Click on the end key.
When you click there, have you seen the end
Yes,
key
sir.
on your keyboard?
Yes, I click. I display
Okay, it's
the
showing
end
end mode
at the
now,
bottom.
correct. So press arrow down.
Yes, sir.
Press arrow down.
I press arrow down. It's not giving me anything. It just went to the next.
By the place
Yes,
where
sir.
you have
It works.
either arrow, either sheet 1 or sheet 3, for those who have 3 sheets, the next thing that looks like a plus or a sheet there, if you actually 207 or 210, it looks like a sheet. Just click on it, you have another sheet added. So go to that spreadsheet. Go to that spreadsheet, press your end key, let your end mode be showing, and press arrow down.
It works, sir.
It's worked.
Yeah,
It will go down now. Yeah.
It works.
Must work. Ali Manuel, try it. Let me see it. End mode and arrow down. Let your end mode be showing and press arrow down.
So I just cannot do it. Maybe could it be my keyboard is different?
Probably your keyboard is bad.
Um,
So that's why I ask you to create another sheet. Like Alice, move your own to sheet 2 now.
so I just
Good. Put your cursor on sheet 2. Good. You can see that it has moved you to the last one. Press the
Yes,
end key again and press arrow right. You see, it has moved you to the last column. The last column is XFD. You see that? So with this now, you have an understanding of the size of an Excel sheet. And if you want to go to any Excel sheet, you know the way Excel sheet is being numbered. We have rows and you have column. The first cell is A1, which means it's on column A, row 1. Let's assume you want to go to column PDP, row 2000. You can press your go to, hold down your control key and press G. That will give you the go to dialog box. Control plus G. You see that now? Now, the location of your cursor, because you know now you have 2 sheets. It's the sheet 2 now that is the active sheet. At every point in time, you have active sheet, you have active cell. The active sheet is the sheet that you are currently working on that your cursor is on, because you could have up to 500 different sheets. Different worksheets that you open in the same workbook. Only one of them will be active at a time. So the address of that one that is active is called the reference. How do you want to reference that cell? So you cannot type PDP 200, no space. So what that means is that go to cell column PDP row 200, 2000, 3 zeros, and click on OK. You see what happened now? It has taken you to column PDP row 2000. So if you want to go back to the beginning, you can also press Ctrl G and press A1, or you press Ctrl Home, not Ctrl O, Ctrl Home. There's a key on your keyboard called Home, H-O-M-E. So if you hold down your Control key and press Home, it takes you back to A1. Everybody can try that now. You can see it has taken you back to A1 of your new sheet. It has taken you back to A1 of your new sheet.
Yeah.
Do you get that?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now, go back to sheet 1, Ali. Now, I told you earlier on that if you want to see columns in numbers, you go to your options. So go to your backstage. That means click on File. And click on Options. Is the last list on that row. Good. Good. So you select Formulas. Now, where you see working with formula, you see R1C1 reference style. You will discover that it's not selected because it's using columns being alphabet and rows being numbers. So if you click on R1C1 reference style, both row and column will be numbered. Click on R1C1 reference style and click on OK. Do you see what happens? Do you see what happens now? Now, take your cursor to column 17 now. Column 17. 17.1, good. Press your End key now and arrow right. Do you see that? Do you see that the last column is 16384, which is the same thing as XFD. If you do the numbering, column A is 1, column B is 2, column Z is 26, column AA is 27, column AZ is 52, column BA is 53. So if you look at it, if you follow that trend of naming convention, column XFD is 16384. So you can press your End key again and press arrow left. Press your End key again and press arrow left. You can see it takes you back to the last place where you're working. So you can press your ordinary arrow left to go to A1 or press Control Home. Anyone will take you to A1. Is that okay? So today
Yes.
we've been able to look at introducing working with spreadsheet using Excel, understanding the Excel environment, understanding how our ribbon is laid out, understanding our spreadsheet, understanding cell, understanding range of cell. We'll talk more on range of cell when next we see. And with this, also see how to use the paste special transposing data, turning rows to column and turning column to row. We've added
Columns to row.
new sheets. So please take your time to go through all this before we meet at the next class. Take your time to go through all this before we meet at the next class. Hope that is fine by everybody.